So, welcome to this session on instrumentation amplifier. So, in this session, we will understand what is instrumentation amplifier, then why do we need it, then the circuit diagram, then its analysis, okay. So, this much part we will try to complete today. Right. So, let us start with what is an instrumentation amplifier. Right. Suppose we have a sensor and suppose this is the sensor and we want to amplify the signal from this sensor. We want to amplify the signal from this sensor and get the output V output with respect to ground. Now, what this sensor will expect that it should not be loaded electrically. It means you should not draw current from the sensor, you should sense the voltage. Okay, so the sensor which gives voltage output will expect that it should not get loaded. So expect voltage from it, no current from that. So in this sense, the input impedance should be as high as possible, should be high. So this is a one requirement. Okay. Second requirement we have is it should be differential amplifier. Why differential amplifier? Because it will help us to remove noise. Helps us in removing noise. We have seen that in a transistorized differential amplifier. Third point is that it should have variable gains so that we can easily change the gain as per our requirement. Okay, everybody understood these three things? First one is that input impedance should be high, then it should be a differential amplifier and it should have variable gain. Everybody understood this much? Right. Now suppose if we take the operational amplifier, plain operational amplifier without any extra circuit, then we fulfill this because it's a differential amplifier. So this is done. Okay, but the problem is that its gain is very high. Yesterday we talked about that, is very high. We need not that very high gain as it is in our application. We may need less gain. Okay, but to have that virtual ground concept, we need to have an amplifier with very high gain, because virtual short concept solves a lot of our problems. It allows us to analyze the circuit very easily. Okay, so operational amplifier is a differential amplifier, so that job is done, but its gain is very high. So we need a differential amplifier whose gain is relatively less. Now this is possible by adding few resistors which we have studied earlier. It means we need to use a subtractor. Okay, we use a subtractor. Okay, it means required gain you can have. So the gain, suppose this is R2, this is R2, this is R1 and this is R1, this is V1, this is V2. So the output voltage VO is equal to R2 by R1 into V2 minus V1. So we have gain adjustable, gain adjustable, as per our wish, and we also have a difference. So this condition is also fulfilled and gain is also fulfilled, like gain less is also fulfilled. So we can use the operational amplifier with external resistors. So the passive components allow us to adjust the gain as per our wish or our requirements. Right. Now we want the first one, that is its impedance should be very high. Now if you look at this particular circuit diagram, suppose if you look at this circuit diagram, and if we assume that we have a sensor here, I am connecting only one sensor for time being, then because of this R1 R2 there will be a current. So what we wanted to do is very high input impedance may not be possible in this particular configuration. So we want three things. One is high input impedance, second one is difference amplifier, third one is variable gain, out of which we are able to get few things, but still we have some problems. So input impedance is not very high for this circuit. Okay, let me connect the sensor in some different way also. Suppose if I connect the sensor like this, then there will be current like this. Okay. So assuming that this voltage is positive, this voltage is negative. So if this is the case, then still the sensor is expected to supply the current. Remember, sensor is expected to supply the current. So if you ask sensor, I repeat, if you ask sensor to pass some current or provide some current, then it will be unhappy, because sensor typically wants it not to be loaded. Hope you are understanding. So this is not very good, though this is a differential amplifier with manageable gain, adjustable only using resistors. Fine. Then one more problem, I hope you are understanding. Is this fine? If you have any query, you can ask that query. Is this okay? Good. Now there is one more problem which is related to this variable gain. Fine. So if you want to change the gain, what will you do? Either you have to change R2 or you have to change R1. Now there are two R2 values and two R1 values. Okay. If you at all decide to have this variable resistor, then you have to adjust two resistors at a time. Now that is difficult. Okay. People have found out way of solving this also. They have everybody knows a potentiometer. Potentiometer is a circuit which has three terminals, a shaft. It's a variable resistance. It's a variable resistance. Internally there is a wiper and circular strip of resistance. So this potentiometer has only one resistance like this. But you can include one more resistor in the same potentiometer at the back side. Here I just add one more, and there can be three more terminals. So they are physically put on single shaft. So when you change, try to change one resistance, the other resistance will automatically change. Everybody understood this? This is called as ganged potentiometer. Okay, fine. Aarti, Sakshi, Amol. Good. Now the problem is that we could solve this problem, like two resistors are required to be adjusted simultaneously. We somehow did it, but what creates a problem is tracking of these two resistors. It means if I change the potentiometer by rotating this shaft, suppose this is R2 dash and this is R2 double dash, then by the amount R2 dash is changing, exactly by the same amount R2 double dash should also change. Okay, but this may not happen. There may be some minor difference, and that minor difference is difficult to track. So if both the resistors are of 10K, suppose both the resistors are of 10K, and if one resistor is adjusted to 5.6K, the other resistor may slightly be different, something like this. So there is a difference between these two. So tracking problem may occur. So what we want is, we want variable gain. I repeat, we want variable gain adjustable with only one resistor. Okay, so that is possible. So all these requirements, high input impedance, variable gain and difference amplifier, all three things together are provided by what is called as instrumentation amplifier. Everybody understood what it is? Instrumentation amplifier is an amplifier which allows us to connect a sensor and process its signal to get some higher level of voltage, which can be later on given to any other circuit. Hope you understood this. So we understood what? We also understood why. Because the common circuit like difference amplifier cannot help us, because there are two resistors to be changed at a time. Everybody understood this? Okay, great. So now the third point is to go to the circuit diagram and then do some analysis. Okay, I think I'll move this. Fine. So what we want is now circuit diagram. You may simultaneously draw it, because that may to some extent give you practice of the circuit diagram. Okay, then you will also be able to identify faults in the circuit, because during examination we may not be able to ask you to draw the circuit due to online mode, but you will be given some circuit diagram which may have some faults, and you should be able to identify those faults. Anyway, so basically it has a difference amplifier that has to be there, because we want to get a difference. So we have a difference amplifier. Okay, so this is V output with respect to ground, right? Now this circuit has problem of low input impedance, because it requires current through these resistors. To solve this problem, we use two more operational amplifiers. Now these operational amplifiers are used in non-inverting mode. It means the input is connected to non-inverting terminal. Why non-inverting terminal? Because it does not draw any current. Okay, so these non-inverting terminals are connected with V1 and V2. Then inverting terminal they are used, inverting terminals are used to get the feedback, okay. And at the output we connect 3 resistors like this, and then we connect the circuit like this, okay. So for time being we use this R, or we will write down this R, R, R. Okay. So here these two resistors are made equal, this resistor and this resistor, they are made equal. So we name them as maybe R2, R2, R1, and we write here R3. We may write here R3, R3 everywhere. So the gain will be 1. Right now gain will be 1. We can change this to this as R4, R4. In that case, gain of this circuit will be R4 by R3. Everybody understood this? So please draw the circuit diagram if you want. So this is the circuit diagram of instrumentation amplifier. Instrumentation amplifier is widely used in various signal processing hardware. They are also available in the form of integrated circuits. So directly you get this as a package. Even some ICs, some instrumentation amplifier ICs, they are called as IA in short. So these instrumentation amplifiers which are available in the form of IC, they also have a what is called as programmable gain amplifier. So gain is programmable. Right now we are changing the gain by resistors, but the gain is digitally adjustable. So people have done a lot of work in this. But unless we know the fundamental thing, we cannot use the further integrated circuits. That's why we are studying this. If we directly study the IC, then it will be a superficial knowledge. Okay. So shall we go ahead? Okay, great. Fine. So for time being, what I will do is I will rub out certain things because I need some space for drawing the currents. Okay. I'll check if I have space. Yes, I think I have some space. Fine. So let us start assuming that all 3 op amps are working in active region. Okay. So let us write down that. Number 1 is all op amps are assumed to be working in active region. Okay. Why? Because we want to apply virtual short concept. Okay. That is not the reason, but normally the output is not in saturation because it has to work as an amplifier. It has to amplify the signal. It has to respond to the change in the signal. So therefore the output must be in the active region. Fine. Right. So if we know this, if we know that active region, all op amps are in active region, and we are able to apply virtual short concept, what will be this voltage? V1. Okay, then what will be this voltage? Hello? There will be a few questions henceforth, so be ready to respond. Prachi says 0, V2. Dashrath says V2. Prachi, what is your answer? Prachi, remember this ground is drawn just to make sure that, to ensure that V2 is with respect to ground. It does not mean that V2 is grounded. ये ऐसा नहीं है, shorted नहीं है. So this is V2, therefore this is also V2. I will write down that as V2. Okay. Now this is V1. What is this? This also will be V1, because again there will be virtual short. So I will write down here V1. Okay. Now this V1 will write down here. Okay. This V2 will write down here. So V1 and V2. Okay. For time being, we will assume that V2 is higher than V1, or V1 is higher than V2 for convenience. For convenience, V1 is higher than V2. Just to start with, this is assumption. This may not be always true. If it is not true, what happens, we'll check. So suppose V1 is larger, V1 is say 2 volts and V2 is 1 volt. Then V1 will be, this V1 will be 2 volts and this V2 will be 1 volt. Okay. Then will there be any current through R1? Yes or no? Will there be any current through R1? And will it be top to bottom or bottom to top? Top to bottom. So let us draw that. Let us draw that with some different color. So the current through R1 is there and its value I R1 is equal to V1 minus V2 divided by R1. Okay. Fine. Now this current, let me zoom this. This current, will it go inside this? Yes or no? Considering op amp's input impedance is very high, ideally infinite, will it go there or not? Here? No. It means this current will be ideally 0, and therefore it means this current will fully pass through this. So this current will be same as IR1. Everybody understanding this? Yes or no? Okay. Now think of current through R2. What will be current through R2? It will be again same as this. So this is IR1. Even though it is passing through R2, it is decided by R1. Now let us look at the whole circuit. I will rub out some things which are right now not necessary. Everybody understood this much? So we first of all had drawn this circuit, then we talked about variable resistors. Two resistors at a time adjusting is difficult. So we added some circuit. So in this circuit we used virtual short concept and then decided V1 and V2 and then decided this current. Okay, इतना समझ में आ गया? Everybody understood this much? Okay, great. Thank you, Samiksha. Fine. Now, please write down the value of this voltage Vx and Vy. Okay. Now, how to write this? Let us quickly check this. Let us answer some questions. Do you know this voltage? Yes, it is V1 because it is given at the input. Okay. Do you know this current? Yes, we know this current because it is decided by V1, V2 and this resistance. V1 is known, V2 is known and this resistance is also known. So current is known. The same current is flowing, so current is known. So now this voltage is known, current is known, so the drop is known. If the drop is known, then we can find out this voltage. Yes or no? Okay. So please write down the equation for this. Okay. Right now the voltage drop will be like this because the current is flowing from top to bottom. So Vx will be V1 plus IR1 into R2. Is this correct? Yes. So let us simplify this further. V1 plus IR1 क्या है? V1 minus V2 divided by R1 into R2. Okay. Likewise, you write down Vy also. So this will be V2. ये V2 है हमारा. Okay. And the drop, because the current is flowing from top to bottom, the drop is like this. So it will be V2 minus something. क्या something? R2 into IR1. देखो IR1 यहाँ है. Why IR1? Because R1 current ऐसे ही फ्लो के आगे जाता है. So Vy is equal to V2 minus R2 into IR1. Everybody understood this? Yes or no? Up to this point, everybody understood this? Okay, great. Now, we know this voltage, we know this voltage, यानी कि ये voltage हमको पता है, sorry, we know this voltage, it means this voltage, it means this voltage. We know this voltage, it means this voltage, it means this voltage. It means we know this voltage as well as this voltage. So this is Vx and Vy. So after this we can apply the difference amplifier formula directly. Okay. If we temporarily assume that these resistors are equal R, then Vo will be Vy minus Vx. ये VO आएगा. So now you do Vy minus Vx and find out what is the formula. Okay, by the time you do that, I will open the lab manual and show you the final output. We don't have much time, but directly we will go to the formula. So within 1 minute we will take a pause. So all these things are written here. Please read that. Okay, so go through these cases and then you will get this formula. So it will be a difference amplifier with various resistors connected, but there is a RG resistor. Now where is this RG resistor? RG resistor is the center resistor. So this resistor is allowing us to change the gain. If you consider R2, R1 and R3, they are in two quantity. R3, 2 are there. R1, 2 are there. R2, 2 are there. Okay, so they are all two pairs. लेकिन RG single है. So using single resistor you can alter the gain RG. That's why it is named as RG, the resistor which is helpful to change the gain. So please go through this and read the experiment. Next time during the laboratory it will be easier for us to do the experiment. Okay, if time allows, you please draw this circuit diagram also using Proteus. ठीक है. Is this okay? Okay. Did you understand the instrumentation amplifier to some extent at least? Yes. So let us take a very quick recap, and now you will be able to read the lab manual properly. So read the lab manual, follow the steps, go through the derivation, write down the derivation, and then draw the circuit diagram and try to perform the experiment on your own. Okay. Right. So the instrumentation amplifier is what was the topic of today, and then we understood what is instrumentation amplifier, why it is required, circuit diagram and analysis. All the 4 points we did. Then we went through the conditions or desirable things for an instrumentation amplifier. We found that input impedance should be high, differential amplifier should be there, variable gain should be there. Then we used the simple difference amplifier, but we found that it has issues. Then we added this circuit and then analyze the circuit. Okay, it looks like a complex circuit, but if you follow the same thing that we followed today, there won't be any problem at all. So I hope that you understood this, and I hope that you will be able to do the experiment properly. Fine. If V1 and V2 are equal, then there will not be any current through R1. यहाँ current नहीं होगा. Vx and Vy will both be equal. They will be same as V1 and V2, and the output will be V2 minus V1, because anyway V1 and V2 are coming here. So V1 will be coming here, V2 will be coming here, both are equal. Suppose 2 volts, 2 volts, no drop. So no drop here also, no drop here also. So दो यहाँ आएगा, 2 will be here. So 2 and 2, the output will be 0 volt. Vrishabh, did you get the answer? Okay, great. So this is the advantage of interactive session. So let us take a pause because the time is up. So let us take a pause, and thank you for joining this class, being with all of us, and sparing your time. That's fine. So let us take a pause. Thanks and bye. Have a nice day.